Coach Schweitzer, you mentioned it before the game. The field is just absolutely gorgeous. And like you said, they must water it because most lawns are dying off this time of year.
It's nice and green, a beautiful facility. They've got the new track in, and this is just top notch. The only thing make it better is if it's artificial, but sometimes that's not always better. I know they've played on artificial the last 2 weeks, so we're getting back to natural turf, but it is beautiful.
And it's a beautiful night to play football, a crisp October night. The flags just wisping around a little bit, and game time starts going to be 51 degrees, and that's a good temperature for athletes. I know I ran my best marathon at 51 degrees up in Chicago, and I know these players are going to like it as the game wears on.
Yeah, it's a great night for football. Any night is, but in particular when it's cool like this, they love it, and we're looking for a great game tonight. Two teams coming in 3-3, so it's a big game for both Effingham, the Flaming Hearts, and the Lincoln Railers.
Well, both teams have got great skill players, so the game tonight is going to be a battle in the trenches. That's where they're going to win the game tonight, Coach.
Yeah, well, they've got a big line coming in. They meaning Effingham Flaming Hearts. They average 232 pounds with 4 seniors and a junior. They're in the front line, so the Railers are going to be tasked tonight to work hard and to win the line of scrimmage.
Speaking of that, Coach, it's time to check tonight's list of the games, sponsored by Me Realty. List your home with Me Realty when it's time to sell. And if you're looking to buy, check the listings at merealty.com.
Well, the first list for the game tonight is to slow the game down. The Railers' job and their anticipation is to slow this game down, keep the ball as much as possible, and take time off the clock. Second key is time of possession. The more they keep it on offense, the less Effingham has a chance to move the ball. Effingham has been scoring some points. They've scored a lot of points last week. They lost to Mount Zion in overtime, 39-36. So they're able to put a lot of points on the board, so you want to keep it away from them. And then finally, defensively, is to contain the Effingham offense and to do tackle. You got to tackle well and to stop their running game, and they can pass and run. So a big task for the defense tonight.
Thanks, Coach Schweitzer. That's tonight's list of the game for the Lincoln Rail Splitters, brought to you by Me Realty. When you're ready to list your home, contact the professionals at Me Realtor. We'll give you the starting lineup for the Rail Splitters. On offense, of course, at quarterback will be the junior Darren Stevens. Up on that front line of protecting the center is Ryan O'Donohue. The guards are Evan Wackendorf and Joe Dom. The tackles are Nate Johnston and Frank Sanders. The tight end is Jaden Ledley. The wide receivers are Kenai Carson and Colby Glenn. The running backs, there'll be 4 different running backs tonight. Keon Carson, Isaac Decker, Peyton Bunner, and Peyton Johnson for the Rail Splitters. And they've got the horses to get the ball upfield. The key is to protect the quarterback, as Coach said. And on the other side of the ledger is the defense for Lincoln. Up on that front line are Ryan Frugier, Nico Sundin, Evan Wackendorf, and Frank Sanders. The linebackers are Jaden Ledley, Peyton Johnson, and the guys in the backfield will be Kenai Carson, Kristen Brown, Colby Glenn, and Isaac Decker. And they're going to have their work cut out for them defensively, Coach.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle, I think, out there, and whoever can control the line of scrimmage is going to have the better chance to win tonight. Both teams, as we said, come in 3-3, so getting that 4th victory is key with only 2 left after this, and with still playoff aspirations out there. So this is a big one for both teams.
A lot of big games around Central Illinois tonight, and not only our league, but in the Central State 8 and other leagues around us. A lot of good teams playing tonight. In the, the 7th game of the season.
We're in week 7 already. It doesn't go fast, and 2 more.
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732.
Keon has picked up 11 receptions for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And, Coach, it'll also be a battle of the guys that kick the ball tonight. Of course, our own Angel Harrow, he's very productive, good on the kickoffs, kicks the extra points. On the other side of the ledger for Effingham, it'll be Armando Estrada. And you said during the season he's kicked a 44-yard field goal.
Yeah, he's perfect on field goals, 4 for 4, and the long was 44, and he's 17 for 20 on PATs. So they've got a weapon there also with him.
We're getting ready for the Rail Splitters to come out onto the field. They come out off to the right side here as you look at your radio dial from left to right. You're listening to 96.3 FM, or we're also on the Mixler. And we're going to take 1 minute right here, timeout, and then we'll be back to start the football game.
Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry and Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
You're listening to Lincoln Rail Splitter Experience. Coach Velakovich giving me the victory sign as he goes up deck to film the game and help coach from up there. He'll have a headset up there on the deck. And the Rail Splitters starting lineup coming out onto the field as we get ready for this game. The Lincoln Rail Splitters in their green jerseys with the white numerals, the white helmets, and the white leggings. And Coach, they're ready to do battle tonight against Effingham. And we're at home at Hamlin Field, so that's going to give us a little bit of an advantage. A nice crowd, big crowd out here tonight to see the game. A perfect night for football on a crisp October night.
Yeah, it's nice to see a lot of fans out here on the Lincoln side, and Effingham has brought a group of fans also. Yeah, this is, of course, last chance for the Railers to get a win against Effingham since we got into the Apollo Conference. Right now we're 0-4. against Effingham. Last year, it was last time we played them. I'm sorry, 0-5. Last time we played them was over there last year and lost a 34-22 battle. And then we played them in the spring of 2020, the COVID year, and lost here on this field 43-6. So Railers have a chance to get a win here against Effingham, and as we said, it'll be the last time these two teams battle for a while.
And Effingham now marching out towards the field. They'll be in their white helmets with the white jerseys, the red numerals, and the red leggings. And you're right, Coach. This is going to be a tough battle here. We need this one if we want to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's pretty critical. It's not a do or die because we still got 2 games to go. But yeah, this is a pretty important one. Effingham comes in with a senior-laden team. They've got 23 seniors on their squad of 59 players, and so they got about 20 more bodies out there than the Railers do on their sideline. But you only play 11 at a time, and let's hope Lincoln's 11 can outshine the 11 from Effingham.
Well, Lincoln getting ready to take the field, and looks like we're going to receive the football as Isaac Decker and Keon Carson go back to receive the ball.
Effingham won the toss, Bob, and they elected to defer, so the Railers chose obviously then to receive. So Effingham will get the kickoff to start the second half, but Lincoln will start with it on offense here.
Keon Carson's a junior, wears the number 24. Isaac Decker, a senior, wears the number 13. In the interview a couple of weeks ago with Coach Dave Clem, he said, "I'll be glad when Isaac Decker's gone because he beats all my wrestlers and he's a tough football player."
Yeah, that's a great description for him. Yeah, he's a tough kid out there. Not a big one, but he is tough on both sides of the ball.
So Estrada will kick it away for the Effingham Flaming Hearts. From his own 40-yard line, he wears the number 16. And we'll have this game underway. Chicago Street Rentals, of course, brings you all the kickoffs. And here's the boot, left foot, Estrada. And it's going to come down to Isaac Decker at the 1-yard line. He's at the 5, 10, 15, up to the 20. Looks for running room at the 25. Tries to break a tackle, stays on his feet to the 23. So it'll be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it. Maybe that ball is up to the 28-yard line on the run back by Isaac Decker, number 13 for the Rail Splitters. Ledley now going to check in at tight end. Darren Stevens has got the play, and he'll go into the huddle. And this will be the first play from scrimmage for the Rail Splitters as big Ryan O'Donohue comes up over the football. Split wide to the right side. That could be Christian Brown out there. He's the lone wide receiver for the Rail Splitters. Out of the shotgun, there's a snap, a handoff to Keon Carson. Round the end line, out of bounds into the Lincoln bench. And Keon has run out of bounds at the 35-yard, a 7-yard gain for the Rail Splitters. That'll make it 2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line.
The defensive line for the Flaming Hearts was doing some adjusting there just before the snap, Bob, and I'm not sure they were quite set and ready to go, but Lincoln took advantage and got it out to the 35.
Nice opening play for the Rail Splitters. O'Donohue gets ready for the snap to Stevens. He's got it. Wants to throw. He's got a man wide open on the sideline, and he's got it, and he runs out of bounds. And that's going to be a completion at the 39-yard line, and that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it. Maybe a good start for the Rail Splitters as we get underway here from Hanlon Field on a beautiful Friday night underneath the lights.
And that was Keon Carson making that grab out there on the sideline, Bob, and picking up just 4 yards, but enough for the first down.
3/4 moon tonight, and before it's all over, you'll get to see the bright planet of Saturn up there. O'Donohue up over the line as we get ready to go. Man in motion. Stevens got the ball. Hand off Isaac Decker off the left side, and he stood up behind the line of scrimmage. That should be about a yard loss for the Rail Splitters there.
Yeah, Lincoln tried to counter that time, faked it to Keon coming to the left and handed it off to Isaac Decker going right, and the defense was there ready for it and stopped him for...
They say he got back to the line of scrimmage, Coach.
Yeah, barely did, but we'll call it no gain, 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Rail Splitters, and now to the near side splitting out here is one of the Rail Splitters, or is he coming? No, that's Colby Glenn here to the near side. He's a lone wide receiver for the Rail Splitters on the wide side of the field. Stevens out of the guns, got the snap, hands off to his fullback, and he's got about a yard. I didn't pick up who that was. It could be Johnson or Bunner.
I didn't see either. There he is. I think that's a Bunner.
All right, Bunner on the run, picked up a yard, so now it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Rail Splitters.
3rd down 9 for the Railers.
Lincoln in a quick huddle. Kobe Glenn this time will split wide to the right. One lone running back out of that wing formation for Stevens. Decker goes in motion. Stevens rolls to his left. He's got time, airs it out long, and no!
Had a chance.
Had a chance. I believe that was Keon. It was Keon Carson. He was a little bit short. He tried to get back to it, and he had his hands on it. He just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, he had Ledley going down the sideline a little shorter, but he threw it long, and Keon had to go down to the ground, as you said, to try to make a catch. Couldn't quite hang on. And now that's going to set up a fourth down for the Railers.
So it'll be Isaac Decker on the long snap to Jaden Ledley. Ledley set up back around the 27-yard line. He'll get the snap from the 40. He needs good protection back there to get this one away. There's the snap, a little high. He grabs it, kicks it away. It's a high kick, and it's a floater end over end. Gets a good Lincoln bounce and goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line, and that's where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Effingham Flaming Hearts.
Rolls out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Well, the Railers, we said at the beginning of the game, Bob, one of the keys was to slow the game down, and unfortunately that first series they did anything but slow. They got out of the huddle in a hurry. Didn't even take 2 minutes off the clock before they had to punt.
So Pontius, the quarterback for the Flaming Hearts, will get his shot now. That is Tanner Pontius. Pontius, yes it is. And he wears the number 14. He comes up under center. He's got the snap, hands it to his tailback, and a nice tackle there. Try and pick that one up for you.
That was Ledley, I believe, making the... Turn around, young man. Ledley,
yeah, you're
Ledley,
right.
Yep.
It was Ledley on the tackle.
Nice job of wrapping up and keeping him from getting out of the past line of scrimmage.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Flaming Hearts. Pontius going to come up under center out of an I formation, 2 wide receivers, and he's going to roll to his left. He's got his receiver, and he drops it. The intended receiver out there was number 24, Caden Koberline, and he dropped the football. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10 quickly for Effingham.
And that was a break for the Railers because he had some running room if he could catch it and turn up the sideline there, but tried to run a little before he had his hands on it. That never usually works, and couldn't get control, and it fell to the ground.
Big defensive play for the Rail Splitters here if they can hold Effingham here on the 3rd and 10 with 9:42 remaining in the first quarter. Zeros on the board for the score. They've got a man in the slot and a wide receiver here on the near side. There's a running back to the right side. Now a man goes in motion. Here's the snap to Pontius. He rolls out to his right. He throws along the sideline. He's got the completion in the first down. Completion made to, that's number 11, Andrew Lotz, L-O-T-Z on your scorecard, and they'll move the chains, and they're into Lincoln territory at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, nice 14-yard pass there to the sideline that he got the first down.
Pontius up in her center. This time he keeps it, throws it out in the flat. And again, Lotz can't handle it out in the flat. But in his defense, the pass was a little bit short, but he was wide open.
Yeah, he was open coming out there into the flat. But as you said, the pass was low. A little pressure on the quarterback there that time from the Lincoln defense. And he just threw it down too low to be caught.
2nd and 10 at the Lincoln 49-yard line. This time, Effingham will go with 2 wide receivers out of that I formation. Pontius looks across at the defense. Now he comes up under center. He's got a man in motion on the left side. Here's the snap to the tailback, and a good job of the defense for Lincoln. They stop him a yard behind the line of scrimmage. 3 or 4 Rail Splitters there to make the stop.
Yeah, that was a nice gang tackle there. As you said, 3 or 4 to make the stop, actually for a loss of a yard to the 50. The Effingham, they like to run the ball, but they can throw the ball too. They average about 15 to 18 passes a game.
And again, Coach, it'll be 3rd and 10, and it'd be nice to pick one off. Center up over the football for Effingham. This time Pontius going to operate out of the shotgun. He's got a man in motion. That's Lotz. Now he's going to roll out to his left. He's got time. Now he's going to run with the football, and he looks like he may be close to a first down. They may have to bring the chains out. As you said, Coach, he may be one of the top runners on the team, but it looks like it's a little short.
Yeah, he's multi-dimensional, Bob. He can run the ball and he can pass the ball, and he's a senior. He's a 6'3" kid. He's tall, and he's a good football player.
1.5 feet short for the first down. 4th and 1 for Effingham, and no doubt they'll go for it here with 8:28 left in the first quarter with no score. Pontius will come up under center. He's got one wide receiver. He's going to try and take it on his own, and he's got it. And they're going to mark it at around the Lincoln 36-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for Effingham. Now checking in for the Rail Splitters. We'll check and see who that is.
68.
Number 68. I got to get my sheet here.
Noah
Rochelle.
Rochelle, yeah, he's in. That was a run right up the middle by number 7. That is that's Wendell Dunstan. Straight up the middle. Big gain down to about the 28.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 now for Effingham. They've got 2 wide receivers. Pontius comes up under center. He's got the snap, hands to the tailback off the right side. They stand him up, but he's across. Looks like he's going to make it to the 24-yard line, and that's going to be a 1st down for Effingham at the Lincoln 24-yard line.
Well, this drive started on their own 37-yard line, Bob, and they've picked up 3 first downs on the way down deep into Lincoln territory to the 24-yard line.
They keep the clock running. 7:24 remains on the first quarter clock. Pontius looks along the line of scrimmage. Now he's got the snap, hands to the tailback again off the right side. He's got running room, still on his feet, and he's going to go for a touchdown, and Effingham leads it 6-0 with 7:12 remaining in the first quarter. He was getting some blocking there to the right side, then he veered to the inside and took it in for the touchdown.
And that was, I believe that was Dunstan, wasn't it, Bob?
Dunstan.
Wendell Dunstan on the 24-yard touchdown run.
So it'll be Estrada on the extra point attempt. On the long snap, it's going to be Donaldson. There's a snap, the placement, the kick, soccer style, and it's through the uprights, and Effingham takes the early touchdown lead, 7-0 over the Rail Splitters with 7:12 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
Effingham scores. They lead the Rail Splitters 7-0, and now Lincoln will receive the kick from Estrada. All our kicks brought to you by Chicago Street Rentals out there at 1909 North Kickapoo Street. Perry Weinbrenner and his gang at Estrada teeing it up, getting ready to kick it away, and of course back to receive are Keon Carson and Isaac Decker for the Rail Splitters. On the kickoff team up front there are Jaden Gully, and here's the kick, and it's going to be a long one into the end zone, and so it'll be 1st and 10. It'll be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance 1st down for the Rail Splitters, and that's the way we like it, baby. And there's that 3/4 moon coming up over Hanlon Field here tonight, and the Rail Splitters will have another shot, another offensive shot here to score a touchdown.
Yeah, on the Effingham touchdown, Bob, the Railers just didn't tackle very well. It was a 24-yard run. It kind of had him stopped, but then he veered to his left, and no one was there to tackle him. He went into the end zone for the touchdown.
1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters at the 20-yard line. O'Donohue breaks the huddle. Kobe Glenn splits out wide to the right. Lincoln in that wing formation they run. Man in motion. Stevens spins to his right, wants to throw, looks under a little pressure. He's got his man. He dropped it. Had a man wide open. He's mad at himself because he dropped the football because Darren Stevens hit him on the run, and he had plenty of running room.
Yeah, that was Peyton Bunner out there who, again, just like the Effingham kid did earlier, it looked like he maybe tried to run with it before he caught it, and unfortunately hit his hands and dropped.
Darren Stevens goes to the sideline. He gets the play from head coach Matt Silkowski. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Rail Splitters. That was a tough one there. We could have had a big gain on that one, but it wasn't meant to be. Split here to the near side. It's Kobe Glenn, number 8. Stevens on a 2nd and 10. He's got a man in motion, hands it off. And the play's blown dead.
Penalty.
Handed it off to Keon Carson, and it's going to be the illegal procedure against the Rail Splitters, a penalty. A false start for the Rail Splitters. And that, I suspect, will be a 5-yard penalty back to the 15-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Rail Splitters with 7:05 left in the first quarter.
That looked like that was going to be a jet sweep to the left with Keon Carson carrying, Bob, and we'll see if they stick with that play or do something different here.
You're listening to the Rail Splitters on the Mixler app, on WLCNonline.com, and on 96.3 FM. Hope you're enjoying it as the Rail Splitters send a wide receiver, Kobe Glenn, out wide to the right. O'Donohue up over the football. Stevens out of the gun. Hands it off the right side. Got some running room. Back up to the 20-yard line goes Isaac Decker for the Rail Splitters.
I think that was that Isaac Decker or Bunner? I thought that was Bunner, but I might be wrong.
I think you're right. I think that was Bunner.
But he got by the line of scrimmage, Bob, and he had maybe one linebacker there, made the tackle and stopped him from maybe breaking a big one up the middle.
Kenai Carson checks back in for the Rail Splitters. Stevens has got the play. 6:38 clock on the move. 6:36 in the first quarter. Effingham leads Lincoln 7-0. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Rail Splitters. Big play for him here. Expect a passing play from Stevens. He's got 2-3 wide receivers. He's going to air it out along the sideline, and I think it's picked off.
Yeah.
Effingham player went up and grabbed it over.
No, he said Lincoln had it.
Said Lincoln had it, so that's going to be a first down for Lincoln.
That's Keon Carson. That was a great big break for the Railers because it looked like the defender kind of reached over. He's a tall kid, reached over and pulled it away from him. But Kenai came down with it first and got the first down for the Railers to the 32-yard line.
And that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. Keon Carson just out-muscled the guy. He had a hold of it, and Keon had the leverage and took it down to the 32-yard line in the 1st and 10 for Lincoln. 6:03 remaining in the first quarter, near side hash mark. 2 wide receivers for Lincoln. Decker goes in motion. Here's the snap to Stevens. Stevens rolls to his right under a lot of pressure. Avoids one tackle, then he's taken down from behind for about a 6-7 yard loss.
Well, that play was doomed before it started, Bob. It looked like the tailback went in motion, and then it looked like Stevens started backing up. I thought they would call 2 men in motion. They didn't, and I'm not sure he knew what he wanted to do with it. But anyway, he got tackled for a big loss back to the 26.
2nd and 16, 5:30 left for the quarter. Jaden Ledley checks back in. Stevens has got the play from head coach Matt Stelkowski. Play clock has ran down to 15 seconds. Here we go. Kobe Glenn out here to the near side. O'Donohue up over the football. Man in motion. Here's the handoff. That's Keon Carson, and he's wrapped up. He stays on his feet. He fights, but he can only get to the 25-yard line. So still tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be a yard loss for the Rail Splitters. It'll be 3rd and 17.
And when they don't seal those defenders to the inside as he's trying to get outside, if one gets through, which happened there's someone there to make the tackle and he can't get around him. The blocking has to keep those guys from getting to the outside there from the middle.
Effingham leads the Rail Splitters 7-0, 4:39 left for the first quarter. Lincoln in those home green jerseys. O'Donohue up over the football, and this time it's again Glenn here to the near side. Stevens got the football, looks at, and now he throws it across the middle. He's got Isaac Decker. Decker along the sideline, and just going to make it to the 40-yard line, short of the first down, but a nice pass play there for the Rail Splitters. A 15-yard pass play for Lincoln from the 25 to the 40, but it's going to be a little bit short of the first down at the 40-yard line, a couple yards short.
Well, that was a nice run after the catch by Decker, Bob, and he kind of broke a couple tackles to get him close to the first down, just short. We'll see what the Railers, it looks like they may be going for it here.
They're going to try it. 4th and 2 for the Rail Splitters. Stevens out of the gun, looks along the line of scrimmage. Tries to pull Effingham off sides. Now a man goes in motion. He hands it off right side, and it's going to be a first down. Isaac Decker, and they're going to say he made it. His knee went down at the Lincoln 45-yard line, and that's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters, 3:24 on the first quarter clock. O'Donohue up over the football. Stevens waits for the snap. Decker in motion. Hand off this time. No. Stevens going to throw. Incomplete. Intended receiver out there was Jaden Ledley. Got his hands on it, but good coverage on him. He just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, the defense was there to make the good coverage and good play on Ledley. A first down pass by the Railers, and that stops the clock at 3:09. But the Railers, on the previous play, Bob, Decker was not going to be denied. He knew he needed 2 yards for the first down. He got 5 of them.
He always does a good job when he's got the football. Here come the Rail Splitters. Off that right side, it's Gabe Smith. Near side, Glenn. This time they hand it off. That's Keon Carson. He's wrapped up in the backfield. No room to run for him. And that's going to be about you're going to say he made tackled at the 43, so a 2-yard loss. So now it's going to be 3rd and 12 for the Rail Splitters. 2:54 left of the first quarter. Effingham leads Lincoln 7-0.
Well, you know the Effingham defense, they'll key on Carson for 6 games of the year. He's been the leading rusher for the Railers, a lot of it to the outside, and so they're doing a nice job of keeping him from getting outside and making tackles before he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Gabe Smith checks in for the Rail Splitters. Peyton Bunner comes to the sideline. Isaac Decker going to set up in the slot. 3 receivers on the right side. They wait for the snap. Stevens looks. He's got the man he wants, and that is Keon Carson, but he catches the ball out of bounds. He was backpedaling out of bounds, caught the ball, but it's going to be for naught. It's going to be 4th and 12 now for the Rail Splitters.
And they'll probably punt with 12 yards to go.
Out of bounds.
But they blitzed that time. The defense was coming up the middle, and the quarterback, Stevens, had to get rid of it, and he threw it and just slightly out, too far to the outside.
So it'll be Isaac Decker on the long snap to Jaden Ledley. Decker going to snap it from his own 43-yard line to Ledley back around the 30. Here's the snap high, but he goes up and grabs it and kicks it away. Nice spiral kick, and it's going to go out of bounds short of the Effingham 40-yard line. They're going to say it went out at the 44-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for Effingham.
Yeah, he was lucky to get that off, Bob. That was a high snap, and by the time he got it back down, the defense was coming after him. He just got it off. Couldn't get through his full steps, and therefore it was a short punt, and they're going to take over great field position on their own 44.
Pontius and the Flaming Hearts. They lead at 7-0 with 2:13 left in the first quarter.
Their first possession, they went 10 plays, 63 yards for a touchdown, Bob.
They're going to go 2 wides, Coach, with a man in motion now. The tight end comes into position.
There's a flag down. Offsides on the Railers.
Offsides on the Rail Splitters already.
I guess you don't get a chance to readjust before the snap. Well, he was off the sides as the offense came up, so I guess that's how they call that.
So that'll be 1st and 5 now for Effingham at their own 49-yard line. 2 wide receivers, high formation. Pontius comes up under center. He's got the snap. He rolls out to his left. Throws it out in the flat. This time Lott's catching. He's got a first down at the 40. Finally taken down around the Lincoln 37, 36-yard line.
Yeah, he rolled left, and the whole right side of the Lincoln defense kind of came to the inside, and he rolled out around the outside, so there was no contain there, and then the receiver was wide open in the flat, Bob. So there's 2 things that make for a successful play, and it was down to the 36-yard line.
And they moved the chains. 1st and 10. We're under 2 minutes and 1:58. Pontius looks along the line of scrimmage. Now he comes up under center. He's got 2 receivers here on the right side. Throws to one out in the flat. He's got him. And he stays on his feet. And they finally take him down. That was Garrett Wolf on the reception. And that's going to be another first down for Effingham. Walkendorf checking back into the lineup along with Frank Sanders for the Rail Splitters. 1st and 10 for Effingham at the 13-yard line. Pontius has got the snap, hands off to his tailback, stays on his feet, and he's taken down. Have to see where they mark it at.
He might have a first down. He's down inside the 5. He saw an opening to the left side. He went straight ahead and then saw a little gap there, and he took it and got down to the 4.
I want to say hi to the Bobby V boys. They're here in numbers.
Just short of the first down.
Just short of the first down. Ball on the 4, second down and 1. Pontius hands to his tailback on the right side. That is Weldon Dunston.
Yes.
4-yard touchdown run.
4-yard touchdown run for Dunston, and that'll make it 13-0 in favor of Effingham with 55.7 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. On the long snap, it's going to be Zach Donaldson. On the kick, it'll be Armando Estrada, and here's the boot, high and long and through the uprights, and it's 14-0 Effingham. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Effingham 14-0, and the kickoff's brought to you by Chicago Street Rentals, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. And Estrada kicked the extra point, and he'll kick it away. And, of course, back for the Rail Splitters, number 24, Keon Carson, and number 13, Isaac Decker.
That last drive by Effingham, Bob, started on their own 44-yard line, so they had a short field. They only had to go 56 yards and did it in 4 plays.
Here's the boot, going to go into the end zone, so it's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it at the Lincoln 20-yard line. Estrada's got a strong leg. He boots it into the end zone. Joe Dom leads the Rail Splitters out on that offensive line with Evan Walkendorf. Also on that offensive line is Ryan O'Donohue, Tate Johnston. Jaden Ledley's the tight end. Stevens out of the guns, got the snap, hands off to his fullback, and he's hit right back at the line of scrimmage. That'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rail Splitters.
Was that Bunner? I think.
Number 11?
Yep.
Peyton Bunner.
2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10. Clock moving fast here to end the first quarter. 31 seconds. Play clock at the 26-second marker.
And they're going to have to run one more play here.
Before the end of the first quarter, Effingham leads at 14-0. O'Donohue up over the football. Stevens out of the shotgun, that wing formation. He's got one running back. He's got the snap. Hands off, right side. Nice run there. Out to the, looks like about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, that was
Keon Carson. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Effingham 14, Lincoln 0. We'll be back in 30.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
Yeah, they had 2 possessions. Both went for touchdowns. And on the other side, the Lincoln Railers, they picked up 3 first downs on different possessions, but they had to punt twice, and now they're in their 3rd possession, and they're down 2 touchdowns. So it's pretty vital to keep the ball away from the offensive Effingham and to try to move the ball down the field for the Railers and put some points on the board.
Rail Splitters head back out onto the field. It'll be 3rd and 7 for them as we start this second quarter at their own 23-yard line. Effingham comes in at 3-3, and the Rail Splitters at 3-3. Effingham had a tough loss last week in overtime to Mount Zion. I believe it was 37-36.
39-36, yeah.
39-36.
Which means Estrada kicked a field goal in overtime for the win.
He's the man. Stevens now waits for the snap. He's got it. He's going to throw on third down along the sideline, and that is...
Hang on, yes.
Complete.
Yes.
And at the 50, we'll try and see who that is. Is that 3 or 8?
I missed it.
Stevens, 27-yard pass play to Colby Glenn.
That was Colby Glenn, number 8, 27-yard pass play from Darren Stevens, and that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby, at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters. Nice catch out there. Stevens laid it out there for him, and he made the catch.
Yeah, that was a good pass under pressure.
Darren's got the snap. Hands off to his fullback, and he's up to the Effingham 47-yard line.
And I think that was Bunner, a 3-yard pickup.
So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Rail Splitters. Stevens goes to the sideline, gets the play from head coach Matt Silkowski.
Pick up a 3.
2nd and 7.
That was a big first down for the Railers, Bob. They've been struggling trying to move the ball. That got them to midfield. Now they're into Effingham territory.
They line it up. Stevens, man in motion. Keon Carson going to try and take it around the left side along the sideline, and he runs out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So now they back it up now to the just short of the 45-yard line. So Keon picked up a couple yards there.
Well, he ran out of room there. He's running to the short side of the field, Bob, and he kind of got around the corner, but the sideline slowed him down, stopped him on about the 46-yard line for just a 1-yard pickup.
Jaden Ledley checks back in for Kobe Glenn. He made the nice catch for the first down. Gabe Smith here to the near side for the Rail Splitters. Stevens waits for the snap. He's got it. Now he rolls out to his left. He's going to throw it along the sideline. He's got a complete pass, and that is number 11 for the Rail Splitters, Peyton Bunner. And Bunner makes it on the completion to the Effingham 43-yard line, a 3-yard pickup on that pass play. So now it'll be 4th and 3 for the Rail Splitters.
Yeah, they're going to go for it here. They did the last time they had a 4th down and made it. They needed a couple and got 5. This time they need 3. So let's hope they got a 4 or 5-yard play in their back pocket.
Kenai Carson here to the near side. Stevens has got the snap. He's got time, throws it out in the flat and incomplete. Good coverage out there on that pass play.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah, he was covered pretty well. The pass was not a great throw either, but not sure he would have had first down yardage had he caught it there.
Intended receiver was Isaac Decker. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Effingham at their own 43-yard line. 10:08 remains in the second quarter. Effingham leads Lincoln 14-0. You're listening to 96.3 FM on the radio. We're on WLCNonline.com, and we're on the Mixler app. Of course, you already know that if you're listening to us.
That's right.
Or you're watching us. I'm not telling you anything.
And if you're not, you didn't hear anything anyway.
That's right.
No sense saying that, is there?
No. Pontius up under center on the near side hash mark. Hands off to his tailback, right side, and he stood up. Good job there by the Rail Splitters on defense.
And that is...
Dunston, the ball carrier.
I'll tell you who that is.
That's their main man running the ball, Dunston.
That was Tate Johnston coming through, making a nice stop there for just a short.
Good job by Tate.
Maybe a yard.
2nd down now for Effingham. 2nd and 9. Pontius up under center. He's got the snap. He rolls out to his right this time. He's got his man along the sideline, and Angel Harrow trying to catch up with him, and he's stood up by another Rail Splitter at the 36-yard line of Lincoln. Big gain there for Effingham. Going to be 1st and 10 for Effingham at the Lincoln 36-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the defensive responsibilities are, Bob, but we're not getting anybody out in the flat, and they're getting receivers wide open out there.
Effingham quickly comes to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. Pontius will come up under center. He's got the snap, hands to his tailback, and he stood up at the 35-yard line for about a 1-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 9 for Effingham.
And that might have been Tate Johnston again making the initial contact there, and he's doing a nice job of taking people on straight ahead and driving through them.
Hit him hard. Also in there for the Rail Splitters is the freshman, Zach Pooley, 6'4", 270 up on that front line. Second and 10 at the 36. Pontius looks along the line of scrimmage. Now he waits for the snap up under center. He's got it. Hands off to his tailback again, and another nice job. One of the Railers nailed him right there at the line of scrimmage. Jaden Ledley, number 22 for the Rail Splitters. They nail him at the 35-yard line. Could be a 3rd and 9 here now for Effingham.
Ledley had him down low around the legs, like the ankles, and then somebody else finished him off. But two nice hits there.
Now Frank Sanders checks in for Lincoln up on that big front line.
This may be 4-down territory for Effingham, but the big 3rd down here coming up, 3rd and long.
8:27 remains in the second quarter. Effingham leads at 14-0. One wide receiver. Pontius out of the shotgun. He's got the snap. Looks over to the side, and that's incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver. The intended receiver was Jacob Weaver. And you're right, Coach. 4th and 9. They'll go for it again.
Yeah, this big defensive play for the Railers. They need to get the ball back and keep them from scoring. This is their 3rd possession, and they're driving again. So a huge 4th down here for the Railers.
Incompletion stops the clock at 8:17.
I haven't noticed that the Railers have blitzed much tonight, Bob, and not sure this will be a time for it or not.
Out of the shotgun, 2 wide receivers, a man in the slot. Here's the snap. Pontius has got plenty of time. Now here comes the pressure. Good job.
He
got away from him along the sideline and finally knocked down from behind, but he's going to be short of the 1st down.
Yeah.
Good pressure there by the Rail Splitters. Just couldn't catch up with him, but they eventually do. Now they're going to say it's a 1st down.
Oh, he got that. He got to the stick. I think that was Frank Sanders chasing him down, Bob, and took a swing, a swipe at him. Just couldn't quite get him. He got down to the 24.
That was wishful thinking. I thought they had it.
Yeah, he got 11 yards on that.
1st and 10. You're right at the 24. He went out of bounds, stopped the clock with 8:05 left.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be short, just like you said, Bob, but he was down on Lincoln's sideline. We didn't see quite where he went out.
Pontius going to operate out of the gun again. As I said, 8:05 remaining in the half, and he hands off to his tailback on the right side, and they take him down just short of the 20-yard line. About a 4-yard gain on that one, maybe a 3.
I think that's Bunner. No, that's Johnston again on the tackle.
2nd down and 8.
2nd and 8 now for Effingham.
That was a big 4th down that would have turned the momentum a little bit for the Railers, but unfortunately the Flaming Hearts picked it up and they continue the drive.
You're right, Coach. Quite a few times we've had them 3rd and long, 4th and long, and they've been able to capitalize. Pontius wears the number 14. This time he'll come up under center on the 2nd and 8 at the Lincoln 22-yard line. Pontius has got the snap. He's going to roll out to his left, throws it. He's got his man. That's Lotz, number 24. And
fumble.
Taken down from behind. A nice tackle.
Lincoln's got it.
Lincoln football. A tackle. I'm trying to pick up who that is. I can't see. It was Kobe Glenn. That's the guy that punched it loose. It was Glenn on the tackle.
And recovered by the Railers.
The Rail Splitters get the football, and it's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance 1st down, and that's the way we like it, baby.
He completed the pass, and then as he got hit, as he was going downfield, he coughed it up, and that was Glenn, you said, that was right there on top of it, on about the 8-yard line for the Railers.
Big play there. Stopped the drive of Effingham going for their 3rd touchdown, so they lead at 14-0. And Glenn taking a break over here on the sideline while the coach is talking to him. Darren Stevens going to operate out of the gun deep in his own territory. Hands it off around the left side. That is Keon Carson.
Keon Carson, the ball carrier.
Let's see what he did over there. May have got 1 or 2 yards.
He is yet to break one, Bob, and you keep running because eventually, or hopefully eventually, he's going to break 1 or 2 of those and get some big yards. But so far, he's not been able to get outside, and you got to credit the Effingham defense for bottling him up.
They say you got him right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10, and Kobe Glenn checks back in for the Rail Splitters. Stevens goes into the huddle. 2nd and 10, 6:40 left for the half. Effingham leads it by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. Stevens got one running back off to his right side. He's got a man in motion, and he hands it right up the middle. That looked like a collar, but they don't call anything.
It looked like he grabbed his helmet to pull him down, maybe, but yeah, you're right. Nothing called there. So I think they're Going to give him a yard, maybe.
I think that was Keon. Third down.
I guess
6:10 left for the half.
Again, no gain. Third down, 10.
I'm not seeing the ball. Yeah, I guess it's still on the 8, so still no gain, and that's his 7th carry of the night, Bob, and he's only picked up 8 yards on those 7 carries.
Definite passing play here. Keon Carson in the slot. Stevens looking for him. Now he looks across the field. He's got a man wide open.
Decker.
That's Isaac Decker, and he's going to run with the football. The 30 and taken out of bounds, and Lincoln got a first down. Stevens was keying on Keon Carson. Then he looked off to his right, and Isaac Decker was wide open. And that's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby, at the Lincoln 39-yard line.
And he made a nice move after the catch to kind of split 2 defenders, Bob, and pick up some good extra yardage.
31-yard pass play there for the Rail Splitters. First and 10 for Lincoln, 5:33 left in the half. They trail it by 2 touchdowns, 14-0.
That was a big play for the Railers. Now keep the drive going.
Certainly was. Coach Kobe Glenn split wide to the left, and the near side is Kanai. Now they hand off Keon. He's trying to break one loose, and they just surround him and take him down, maybe for a yard loss.
Yeah.
Four guys are watching him all at once.
Yeah, well, there's a flag on the play too, and I'm afraid it's probably going to be a hold against the Railers. But the Effingham defense does a great job of making him run down the line, and there's no place to turn up. It's a hold.
Hold against Lincoln. You know, if there's anything good about this first half for Lincoln, we've held him just to 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If that's good.
Well, yeah.
We had the fumble recovery.
Yeah, they were knocking on the door, so I guess it could have been worse. You're right, Bob.
Ball back at the 30. I'm trying to look for something good. First and 20 for the Rail Splitters. Stevens out of the gun. And he's going to keep it himself. And he gets maybe to the 31. I don't know if that was a missed handoff or they just planned for him to keep the football.
That's possible. I think he picked up a couple on it, but
Stevens on the keeper, picked up 2.
So it's going to be 2nd and 18 for Lincoln at the 32.
Here's the thing, a couple more first downs. You're gonna, if you can't get it in the end zone, you sure don't want them to have another chance on offense. So, got with 4:35 left here in the half, Bob, the Railers need on 2nd down and long to pick up some yardage on this down to make 3rd down not quite so long.
You're going to have to go airborne here. Stevens.
Oh, they fumbled.
Fumble.
That was a reverse. That was supposed to be a reverse.
Effingham football.
That was a handoff to Decker, who was going to hand off to Carson, and they dropped it in between the handoff.
So 1st and 10 for the Effingham Flaming Hearts with 4:19 left in the first half. Effingham leads at 14-0. So the defense back out on the field for the Rail Splitters. Up on that front line, Frugier, Sundin, Wackendorf, and Sanders. The linebackers are Ledley, Johnston, and Johnson. Pontius up under center, hands to his tailback off the right side, and he's taken down at around the 25-yard line. 3-yard pickup there. That was Weldon Dunston.
There's a railer down on the field down there.
Far side of the field.
Can't tell who he is right now.
Trainers are out there and a couple coaches with him. Rail Splitters coming to the sideline. Effingham has gone to their sideline as they attend to the Rail Splitter injured out on the field. 4:10 left in the first half. Effingham leads at 14-0. Can't tell what kind of injury it is.
Yeah, he's on his knees kind of, but bent down over, so it's hard to tell. And now he's laying
down. Now he's going to relax.
That's Ledley, number 22.
Now they're telling him to take a break, and we'll take a break. We'll take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
We're going to take another 30-second timeout.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. So if you want to talk to your kids, you got to get it trending. I was just trying to get your attention.
Could I just ask me?
Visit talkaboutVaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Here at Hanlon Field, and Jaden Ledley walking off the field under his own power coach. As you said, he may have just had the wind knocked out of him. Let's just hope that's all it is.
Yeah.
2nd and 7 now for Pontius and the Flaming Hearts. They hand off to the tailback. That's Dunston on the left side. He's got running room. Finally taken down at the Lincoln 10-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for Effingham. Close to a first and goal for Effingham, just outside the 10.
Yeah, about a 17-yard run there, just off tackle. Nothing too fancy on that play, and the Railers just weren't able to stop.
Ball at the 11. Now they'll send a receiver out to the right side, one here to the near side. And Pontius will come up under center out of that I formation. He's got the snap, and he's going to roll out to his right, throw it
touchdown.
In for a touchdown with 3:43 remaining in the first half. Effingham now takes a 20-0 lead over the Rail Splitters.
Pass to number 87, Connor Thompson.
Connor Thompson caught the ball.
That was from the 11-yard line. Yeah, he rolled out to his right and was wide. The quarterback Pontius and had no pressure and had plenty of time to find his receiver.
There's the long snap by Donaldson. Estrada kicks it through the uprights, and a 21-0 Effingham. We'll be back in 30.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Their touchdown coach makes it 21-0, and this will be a Chicago Street Rentals kickoff when Effingham takes the field. Back to receiver Isaac Decker and Keon Carson for Lincoln.
Yeah, if Lincoln's not able to get to the end zone here, Bob, it's going to make for a tough second half, down by 3 touchdowns. Now, I would like to cut that down to 1, but unfortunately, the Railers offense has been sputtering most of this first half, Bob. We've got a few first downs. We've gotten 5 first downs, but haven't really got close to the end zone.
There's Estrada's kick. The Chicago Street Rentals kickoff's going to go to Isaac Decker, and Decker looks for running room. He's up around the 20 to the 25. He's still got more running room, and he gets it out to the 30-yard line. Another great job by Isaac Decker on the run back for Lincoln.
Yeah, it's uncanny how he can get by some tacklers and make some guys miss, Bob, and pick up some extra yardage. He gives Lincoln a decent field position here to start this drive.
That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. Checking in, back in for the Rail Splitters. That is Gabe Smith. Wears the number 3 for Lincoln. He's a sophomore, 6 foot 160. Had an early touchdown in the season.
Lincoln's going to have to take a timeout here. A little confusion there on the offense, so they take a timeout.
And we'll take a 30-second timeout. Lincoln trails at 21-0.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Rail Splitters had to call a timeout. Matt Sokowski called it, came out on the field to talk to the Rail Splitters. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Lincoln at their own 32-yard line with 3:37 left in the first half. Effingham leads Lincoln 21-0. Starting to cool off a little bit more here at Lincoln, down into the 40s somewhere.
Yep.
Stevens out of the gun. He's got two receivers here to the near side. He rolls out to his right, and he's going to throw it, and the lead pass, no, to Keon Carson. Had a lot of pressure on him, and he had to get rid of it.
Yeah, he was rolling to his right, but as you said, with a lot of pressure, and that's a tough throw to begin with, and it just overthrew Keon a little bit and fell incomplete.
Stops the clock on the incompletion at 3:32, first half. Effingham leads at 21-0.
Effingham lost their first two games of the season, Bob, before ripping off 3 victories in a row in the conference, and then lost the conference game last week to Mount Zion. As you said, coming in 3-3, it's a big win for them if they can get it tonight, as it is for the Railers.
Stevens out of the gun. He's got a running back off to his left. Man in motion, Keon Carson. He looks. Now he's going to throw it up to the middle and incomplete. Good coverage by Effingham. Would have had to been a pinpoint pass to be complete.
Yeah, we had 3 receivers going downfield spread out, Bob, and they had defenders right with them all. At good coverage by the Flaming Hearts.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 for Lincoln. That stops the clock at 3:27 here in the second quarter. Darren Stevens, a junior, wears the number 12, goes into the huddle. Effingham's got a good defense. O'Donohue breaks the huddle, comes out over the football. Gabe Smith split here to the near side. Here's the snap. Stevens, a lot of pressure on him, running for his life, throws it up ahead along the sideline to Isaac Decker. Looks like it's going to be complete, out of bounds, short of a first down.
Just short, yeah.
Stevens he was surrounded by Effingham players, was still able to get it to Isaac Decker at the 40, so an 8-yard pass play. So it's going to be 4th down and 2 now for Lincoln.
Second, 4th down and 2.
Yeah, that was a nice job of getting rid of the ball.
Angel Harrow checking in for the Rail Splitters. And
I'm sure the Railers are going for it here. I mean, you hate to do that on your own 40, but when you're down 3 touchdowns, you got to try to make something happen. So they need 2 tough yards right here.
I think they're going to punt it, Coach.
Okay, you're right.
Ledley's in. Here's the snap by Decker. He punts a nice long punt.
Yeah.
And they call. Oh, did he call for the fair catch?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
That was a nice coverage by the Railers.
He paid for it, not calling for the fair catch.
Yeah, I didn't see who made the hit, but it was a nice coverage, and hit him at the right time for no return. And glad to see Ledley back in so he could punt the ball. Nice punt, as you said.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Effingham. Yeah, Ledley's one of the better punters we've seen for the Lincoln Rail Splitters over the years. Ball at the 25-yard line. First and 10 for Effingham. 3:14 remaining for the first half. Effingham leads Lincoln 21-0.
Yeah, a lot of time left for them here in this half. Up 21-0 with 3:14 left in the half.
2 receivers here to the near side. Pontius up he's up under center. And good job by the Rail Splitters. They blow it dead.
Illegal procedure. First penalty against Effingham here.
5-yard penalty.
So they'll march it from the 25 back to the 20, so it'll be 1st and 15 for Effingham at their own 20-yard line. They stop the clock at 3:12. Here they come in a hurry. 2 receivers here to the near side, one on the far side of the field. Pontius out of the guns, got the snap. Hands off, and a good run. Did they stop him short of the first down?
Just barely, yeah. Good deception there. Railer defense tackled the guy coming off to the left, and they went to right. Now they're in no huddle.
Colby Glenn, one of the guys in on the tackle. Here's the snap. Tailback's got the football. He's got a first down and more. They trip him up, and they'll mark him at the Lincoln 39-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:50. Keep the clock running. Out of the gun, no huddle. Tailback again, stood up, spun down. Still a pickup, though. This time they're going to say at the Effingham 43-yard line. Here they come again in a hurry. 2nd and 7. Pontius out of the gun. Hands off to his tailback. And it's another nice little gain. Looks like a flag on the play. Tackle at the 48-yard line.
Wait for the call there.
Peyton Bunner on the tackle for Lincoln. The 48.
Face mask.
And that's going to be an Effingham first down into Lincoln territory on the face mask.
It's a...
must be unintentional because there's only a 5-yard penalty.
Right, exactly.
Penalty on the Railers.
Ball just short of the Lincoln 47-yard line. No huddle again. Pontius out of the shotgun. And hands off. Oh, get him in the backfield, and he stays on his feet. He's going to have another first down. We almost had him in the backfield, but almost doesn't count. Ball to the Lincoln 36-yard line, another 1st and 10. 2:17 left for the half. They keep the clock running.
That was Ryan Fruget on that.
Pontius out of the gun, hands off to his tailback. They stand him up. This time they wrestle him down at the 36, right back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Effingham. Rail Splitters held that time. No huddle again. Pontius out of the gun. No, he doesn't hand to his tailback. He's got time to throw. He's going to air it out. Airborne long pass. Knocked away by the Rail Splitter defender. Great job defensively out there for Lincoln.
That's Kenai Carson? No, that's... that was Christian Brown. Christian Brown.
Nice play by Christian, the junior. Knocked it away. So now, ball still at the 36-yard line. 3rd and 10 with 1:50 left for Effingham.
Poncha just showed the arm strength, Bob, as he threw that ball all the way to the end zone.
It was right on the money, but Christian was able to knock away, and Effingham takes a timeout with 1:50 left in the third quarter. They lead at 21-0. We'll be back in 30.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Pontius out of the gun. Pontius rolls to his right side. He's got plenty of time. He's going to run with it. Stays on his feet, and he's finally tripped up, but he's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, I think he's got a first down, and he got it down to the 24 of the Railers, I think is where they've placed it.
That was Angel Harrow that made the tackle. 1st and 10 for Effingham. Here's the snap, the tailback off the left side. He's got running room, and they finally trip him up. That was Isaac Decker on the tackle for Lincoln.
Another first down. Yep. They're marching. They're deep in Lincoln territory now.
1:29. They keep the clock running. Pontius again hands off to the tailback. Left side, and he's finally stood up and tackled. He picked up a couple yards. A couple Rail Splitters there to stop him. One of them was Isaac Decker. Angel Harrow may have been there also.
About the 10-yard line.
Here's the snap. And whoa, missed the tackle. Stays on his feet and rambles again for some more yardage.
Dunston, the ball carrier.
Dunston, they just hand him a steady diet of the football, so now it's going to be 1st and goal for Effingham. A minute left for the half. And this time they'll circle up and huddle. Let the clock run down some, and now here they go.
What are they on? About the 3-yard line, under a minute.
1st and goal. Pontius waits for the snap. He's got it. Rolls out to his left. He's going to throw for the touchdown. And that's going to make the score 27-0 in favor of Effingham.
Touchdown pass, number 82, Colton Loy.
And that was Colton Loy, number 82 for Effingham, the tight end. And now Estrada will attempt the extra point with 40 seconds left on the half clock. Here's the boot. Sidewinder, and it's no good. Off to the right, so the score remained Effingham 27, Lincoln 0 with 40 seconds left in the half. We'll be back in 30.
Hollandberry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
All our kickoffs brought to you by Chicago Street Rentals. Perry Weinbrenner and his guys out at 1909 North Kickapoo. Here's Estrada on the kick. It's a high kick, and it's going to come down, bounce, and that is, I believe, Isaac Decker with the football, and he spun down. He got across the 20 to about the 22, 23-yard line where it's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down.
First down, Railers.
Well, I was to suspect the Railers would just run a play here and let the clock run out, Bob, being deep in their own territory here with 34 seconds left in the half.
The Rail Splitters huddle up, taking their time because Matt Silkowski, head coach, just given the play to Darren Stevens. And now they start the play clock. Lincoln comes to the line of scrimmage. Stevens out of the shotgun. He's got a lone running back on his right side. Two receivers out here to the near side. And he's going to throw it long. Intended receiver is... Oh, man. Good job there by Kenai Carson. Good coverage on him, and he got around him, and he was almost able to get to the football, but not, so it'll be incomplete.
Yeah, as you said, he had good coverage, but he kind of snuck in behind him, and the ball was delivered in a good spot, and he just couldn't quite come up with it. But a good deep throw under pressure by Stevens, and Kenai had a good shot at it.
2nd and 10 now for the Rail Splitters. Clock stops on the incompletion at 28 seconds. And here we go to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Stevens out of the gun. He's going to throw again.
Throwing deep.
Throws a long pass.
He's got one.
Oh, no. Good coverage again. Intended receiver was Keon Carson. So it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Keon was kind of questioning whether the defender was kind of face masking, face guarding him so he couldn't see the ball coming, and it was close, but that was not a call.
Coach, I just got a report from the home front that the hen is safe, and that means that the fox didn't get her.
Okay. I was worried, too. I'm glad.
Me, too. It's the last one left. The fox has been taking out all the chickens in the neighborhood. 3rd and 10 for Darren Stevens and the Rail Splitters. He's got the snap. He's got a lot of pressure on him this time, and they take him down in the backfield at around the 10-yard line.
Ah, jeez.
And they stop the clock for some reason.
That's because Effingham calls a timeout.
Wow.
That's sportsman. No. 14.6 left. 4th down for the Railers.
Darren didn't have a chance to get that one off, so we'll take a 30-second timeout.
Effingham.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism, and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
Lincoln Rail Splitter football on a Friday night from Hanlon Field. And the Rail Splitters in a tough one tonight. They just got dropped for a loss, so now it's going to be 4th and 23 for the Rail Splitters back at their own 11 with 14.6 seconds left on the clock. Effingham leads at 27-0. Peyton Bunner in there for the Rail Splitters along with Angel Harrow. And Jaden Ledley going to be back. The long snap will be by Isaac Decker to Ledley back in his own end zone to punt it away. We'll wait for the snap from Isaac Decker. Here it is, a high one. Ledley's kicks it away, end over end.
Let it
land and
Let
gets
it
a
roll.
big
Don't
roll.
touch it. Let that clock run.
And they let it roll all the way down to the Effingham 40-yard line. Nice punt by Jaden Ledley.
Yeah, he got off a nice one, got a nice roll too, and took most of the time off the clock. There's 3.6. So the fact that they took that time out, don't be surprised to see him throw a deep one to the end zone.
Pontius, we've seen it. He's got the arm to do it.
Yeah, 27-0. Sure, let's add 6 more.
3.6 seconds on the clock. 1st and 10 at the 40. Pontius going to come up under center.
He's going to take a knee and just kill him. Yeah.
And that'll be it. They'll let the clock run down. At the end of 2 quarters, the score is the Effingham Flaming Hearts 27 and the Lincoln Rail Splitters 0. And we're going to take a break here at halftime, and we'll see you for the halftime show brought to you by Grau Incorporated.
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Hollenberry and Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town & Country Bank, a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer football, Town & Country Bank helps empower the financial well-being of communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Rail Splitter football. Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry and Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. So if you want to talk to your kids, you got to get it trending. I was just trying to get your attention.
Could I just ask me?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
You're listening to the Lincoln Rail Splitter halftime show, sponsored by Chris Grau out there at Grau Incorporated at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Phone 217-735-4444 or go online to grauincorporated.com. I go out there quite a bit. They've got a great crew. Chris Grau and his crew at the Grau Incorporated. Been around since 1953, and they sponsor the halftime show. And we'll take a look at the list of the game, sponsored by Me Realty, and Coach Schweitzer's got it for us. Me Realty sponsors the list of the game, and we go over it again at halftime.
Well, the first one we talked about at the pregame was to slow the game down a little bit, and didn't start out that way. We had 3 and out in less than 2 minutes to begin the game, and the slowness has been only on the Lincoln offense. Unfortunately, Effingham's been speeding it up and even went to no huddle there late in the first half. So we haven't been able to slow it down much. Time of possession, we don't keep that up here, although all of our stats are unofficial. But we may have had it more time. They've just scored in a hurry several times. So not sure about that. Contain and tackle. We've not done defensively a very good job of containing it all. They've been able to get to the outside with either the quarterback running, or with the receivers getting open out in the flat and downfield. And then tackling, we've not been very consistent tackling either. We've had some good tackles, but consistently, no, I wouldn't say that. So it's been a tough first half for the Railers here, Bob. Got to do some adjusting, and I'm not sure we can. We may be just outmanned out here tonight on the field by this Effingham team.
Thank you, Coach Schweitzer. That's tonight's list of the game review. Me Realty, whether buying or selling, trust the professionals at Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street Street in Lincoln, or go online to merealty.com. And as you said, Coach, it's been a rough first half for the Rail Splitters. They trail Effingham 27-0. Some of our sponsors, Mike Moskey, Moskey Auction Service, phone 217-519-3959, or go to moskeyauction.com. Also, Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Headline Salon in Lincoln, where your hair makes the statement. Call Brett, Kenna, Allie, the barber, or Jasmine, the massage therapist, at 217-651-8310. That's Headline Salon in Lincoln. And, of course, Culver's of Lincoln, located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Whether it's a burger, fries, or sweet treat, stop by and enjoy great food served with Culver's hospitality. And the Lincoln Rail Splitter Band out on the field right now, entertaining the fans. Earlier we had the cheerleaders, the young cheerleaders, going through their routines as they're being honored here at Hanlon Field tonight. And a lot of good programs go on here at Lincoln Community High School, and the band and the cheerleaders and the pom-poms, all part of the festivities here at Lincoln Community High School. Unfortunately, the score here at halftime, Effingham 27 and the Lincoln Rail Splitters 0. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hollandberry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
area, call 217-651-8683. Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Holland and Berry and Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town and Country Bank is a proud sponsor of Lincoln Rail Splitter football. At Town and Country Bank, our mission is to help empower the financial well-being of our communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. And you're right, Coach Schweitzer, there's been a fox running wild in the country out by us, killing all our chickens.
Well, that's not good.
No, we got one left. She supplies an egg every day.
Well, you better cage her up so the fox can't get to her. That's not good.
She's going to be on lockdown for a couple days.
Not good.
The neighbors, they've got a rooster and 3 chickens left, so that's not very good.
Well, it depends what they start with.
Oh, quite a few.
Well, you got a well-fed fox around there then.
Yeah,
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Hollenberry and Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town & Country Bank, a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer football, Town & Country Bank helps empower the financial well-being of communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Rail Splitter football.
The Triad will be on the road, and that's quite a large school over there.
Yeah, Triad has a school of 1,157 kids and a pretty good program there, playing a good conference, and so it won't be an easy one. Lincoln played them here last year and got beat fairly handily, although we put some points. I think we had over 20 points on the board last year, and I can tell you exactly, it was 46-28 in a battle here. So, I think the Railers have a chance to play with them too. So let's hope we can get something out of this game tonight, if not a victory, and then finish strong in the last 2 weeks of the regular season.
And believe it or not, back in the day when I was in high school, there was 1,150 students here at Lincoln Community High School, and I think there were years where there were even more.
When I came here in 1977, we had 1,350 students.
That's got to be the peak, I would think, right there.
I would think so.
So the Rail Splitters done with their warm-ups, so they're going through their warm-ups right now, and Effingham out on the field going through theirs. We'll take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead. STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. The only limit is your imagination. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. So if you want to talk to your kids, you got to get it trending. I was just trying to get your attention.
Could I just ask me?
Visit talkaboutVaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
The Rail Splitters coming out for the second half. Although they trail it 27-0, they'll give it their all here in the second half. Coach Solkowski's been down there talking to them, and they've got the players that can do it. They just have to put it together in the second half.
Yeah, they just basically got outplayed that whole first half by a good, strong Effingham team, and I don't think Effingham's 27 points better than the Lincoln Railers, but they kind of did the first half tonight. So hopefully the Railers can come out and turn it around a little bit. Unfortunately, the Railers have to kick off to start this half, but we'll see if the defense can come up a little better and stop, get the ball, and maybe move it downfield and get something on the board.
I want to thank Growan Incorporated for sponsoring our second half show, our halftime show here at Hanlon Field. And Angel Harrow has carried out his tee and his football, and he's got it teed up. All our kickoffs brought to you by Chicago Street Rentals out on 1909 North Kickapoo Street. Perry Weinbrenner and his fine crew out there. Angel getting ready to kick it away here, and the official sprints to the sideline, and he'll blow the whistle, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Here we go. There's the whistle. Long approach by Angel on the kickoff. There it is. He gets off a long, booming kick, handled at about the 5-yard line, out to the 10, 15. Look for blocking at the 20. That's Dunston, and he's tripped up at the 25-yard line. Nice tackle made by the Rail Splitters out there, trying to pick up who that is. That's number 33 on the tackle. Let's see who that is for Lincoln.
That's Owen Grant.
Owen Grant on the tackle to start it off. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Effingham. Pontius, the quarterback, got a strong arm. He'll come up under center. Hand it to his tailback, Dunston, and Dunston taken down. And Coach liked that textbook tackle at the 24-yard line.
I'm trying to get the numbers. That turnaround. 6, 9.
So the ball carrier brought down by Colby Glenn.
Colby Glenn, number 8. He's in on quite a few tackles, Coach.
That was 8. I couldn't read his jersey. Yeah, that was a nice. He wrapped him up, lifted him, and took him down. Great tackle.
2nd and 7. Pontius has got it. Now he rolls out to his right. He's got time. Throws a line shot pass complete. Breaks the tackle. Then he's ran down from behind. Fumble, but out of bounds. He saw what Isaac Decker did. He came from behind and he hit him hard with his chest, and then he punched it with his left hand and knocked it loose, but it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Christian Brown was was defending on the pass and missed the tackle after the catch, and made it possible for the big run afterwards.
First down, Effingham.
But Effingham's got a decent passing game, Bob. They find open receivers, and he's able to deliver. That was a nice play right there.
Ball at the 36-yard line of Lincoln. Pontius up under center. Got the snap. Hands off to Dunston. Dunston's got plenty of running room. Takes it around. Has got a first down along the sideline, and finally spun down.
And I think that was Colby Glenn again on the tackle.
Colby Glenn, an excellent tackle. Where's the number 8? Now checking in for the Rail Splitters. Number 55, and that is Nico Sundin. There's the snap. Again, the handoff to Dunston on the right side. He picks these holes very well, and he's finally spun down close to a first down. Dunston, an excellent running back.
Yeah, he has time to look for those holes too, Bob, because the defense isn't really pressuring him a whole lot, so he can look and pick out a place to run, and he makes the cuts. And as you said, he got close to another first down on about the 7-yard line.
Here comes Pontius again. Hands Dunston, left side. He rambles close. Touchdown. Touchdown Effingham. So that's going to make it 33-0 with 10-20, a 7-yard touchdown. It was 1st and goal there. And now Estrada will attempt the extra kick. Donaldson on the long snap for Effingham. Estrada missed his last one, a rare miss for him. Here's the boot. Whoa, he missed another one.
That was low.
So 33-0, yeah, his timing's a little bit off. So 33-0 Effingham with 10:20 left in the third quarter, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Holland Berry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Holland Berry and Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Bobby V and Coach Ken Schweitzer here from Hanlon Field with Lincoln Rail Splitter Football. All our kickoff sponsored by Chicago Street Rentals. And Armando Estrada going to kick it away, and he gets off another long kick, and this one's going to come down to Isaac Decker at the 5 to the 10 to the 15 to the 20. Still on the run, and then finally knocked back. But they're going to say that his forward motion was up to the 22-yard line, and that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters here early in the third quarter. Effingham leads at 33-0, and Lincoln needs to get a long, sustained drive going.
Yeah, Effingham does a nice job tackling. They run through the ball carriers, Bob, and prevent them from going forward, and that's the way you're supposed to do it. They do a nice job.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Coach Silkowski sends the play in with Darren Stevens. Split wide to the right side's Gabe Smith. Near side's Kobe Glenn. Here's the snap to Stevens. Stevens has got time now. Throws it across the middle. Incomplete. Intended receiver, I believe, was Isaac Decker.
Yeah, that was just not a very good pass there. Decker was breaking to the open there, going out to the flat there, and he just overthrew him.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rail Splitters. 10-10 left now on the third quarter clock. Lincoln at their own 21-yard line. Pretty big front line there for Effingham.
Yeah, they got good size, both sides of the ball, offense and defense. That first half, Darren Stevens completed 7 out of 16 passes for 98 yards, and a lot of that was under a lot of duress, a lot of pressure.
He'll operate out of the shotgun in that wing formation. 2 receivers this time on the far side of the field. Decker goes in motion, hands off, kind of a blown play there to the fullback.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've seen stuff like that all year, Bob. That was not a good. He was trying to get that to Bunner, I think.
Yeah.
And just not a very good exchange there. But when he finally got it, the defense was right there to make the stop.
2-yard loss, so it'll be 3rd and 12 for Lincoln. Definitely a long pass play on this down here with 9:44 left in the third quarter.
Did we mention earlier that the new track is in out here?
We didn't.
This looks great.
But as you mentioned, there's no lines on it.
They got to get the lines on, but it's a nice-looking track.
It is. Got green along with the red. Here's the snap to Stevens. Throws it across. Incomplete.
Yeah, he's going backwards. He's trying to throw the ball going backwards and can't get much on it, and that was came up short.
Isaac Decker, the intended receiver, so now Ledley going to have to punt it away for the Rail Splitters. Jaden Ledley. Will be Isaac Decker on the long snap. Back for Effingham, player at the 50-yard line. Let's see what Ledley does with this kick, if he can get some protection. There's a snap from Decker, and they kick it away. It's a high kick, and it's going to be a lot of advantage. No, it's down to the 30-yard line, so Effingham will take over on the Lincoln 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
He's hurting out there. Ledley, he kicked the ball, and he didn't get hit or anything, but I think it's that from that injury earlier, Bob, and not sure.
The 30-yard line. The way I look at him, he might have broke a rib.
Yeah, he probably needs to come out and not take any chances with that. It's not going to affect this game, I'm afraid. I hate to say it, but
he keeps it on the side.
Get healed and live for the next game.
Pontius got the snap, hands to Dunston. Dunston stood up, but he still struggles for a couple more yards. Gets to the 20-yard, 2-yard pickup there by Dunston. 2nd 8 for Effingham. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Effingham leads at 33-0. And as Coach said, Effingham 4 wins, 1 loss. I mean, no, they're 3-3. I'm sorry. Pontius up under center's got the snap, hands to Dunston again. He's the workhorse. They wrap him up. Fultz was the first guy there.
Lincoln has a freshman in there, Zach Poole, number 70, Bob, playing on the line of scrimmage.
Good ball player, big guy.
He's 6'4", 270, only a freshman.
Ball at the 25-yard line, 3rd and 4 now. for Effingham. They're not going to be in any big hurry with this big lead now. Play clock down to 17 seconds. Now they come to the line of scrimmage. Pontius comes up under center out of that I formation. Hands off to Dunston. Dunston, a good running back, and they gang tackle him. About 3 or 4 tacklers there. They stopped him right before the first down.
It's kind of funny. It looked like he almost come to a stop there just before he got to the first down marker, and then the defense finally hit him and backed him up a little.
22-yard line, 4th and 2 now for Effingham. Starting to get a little more chillier now.
Yeah, it's under 50. Last I looked, it was down to 49.
Pontius got the snap, hands to Dunston, right side, stays on his feet, gets down around the 15-yard line. It'll be another first down for Effingham on a 7-yard pickup.
Dunston, the ball carrier, pickup of about 7, first down, Effingham.
They move the chains. Now they get the clock running again. Pontius comes up under center, under 7:20, gets the snap, hands to Dunston again on the right side. And he's close to the 15-yard line this time. So it'll be second down now for Effingham. 2nd and 5 for Effingham.
2nd down and 5.
7 minutes for the third quarter. Effingham just pretty much unstoppable tonight. 1 fumble to give up the ball. Pontius gives off to Dunston, and he's in. No,
he's short, and then now we got a flag. I think I saw a flag fly on the far side. I'm not sure.
Checking in for the Rail Splitters, Nico Sundin. He's a senior.
Penalty flag on the play.
This is Effingham's last conference game, Apollo conference game for the year, Bob. They end with 2 non-conference games, Breeze Mater Dei and Highland.
Sounds like a couple of pretty tough games.
Yeah, Breeze I think is 3-3 coming in, and Highland 5-1.
2nd and 5 at the 12 for Nico Sundin and the Flaming Hearts of Effingham. Dunston with the handoff, straight arm, round the right side. Finally tripped up, taken down from behind.
Another flag.
Dunston down to about the 5.
Flag.
A penalty flag on the play.
Another flag. Somebody said something.
That tackle was made by Tate Johnston, a sophomore.
Let's see the signal. Let's hope they're both on Effingham.
Checking back into the lineup is
holding
Frank Sanders.
Two holding penalties.
And that's going to bring him back to the...
You only get one, but...
23-yard line. 2nd 18 now for Effingham. Pontius, I formation. Got one receiver. Hands off Dunston. He's got running room. And he's corralled there. One of the Lincoln Railers held his position, and then he got some help on the tackle.
It's from here, it's hard to see. They must be doing some great blocking up front because that play is been open all night long. That kind of off tackle, and he kind of slides to the outside, and there's a lot of running room.
Evan Wackendorf checks back in for Lincoln. 5:56 left of the third quarter, 3rd and 7. Ball at the 11. Pontius has got the snap. Hands off Dunston, right side. Stays on his feet, and then he's tripped up at around the 5-yard line.
I think that was Johnson wrapping him up. I'm not sure. I think it was Tate Johnson.
Johnson
got a first down out of it.
1st and 10. Tate Johnson's a sophomore.
First and goal.
This time they handed Johnson again.
No.
And he keeps his feet moving, and this touchdown.
Dunston
on the touchdown. That'll make it 39-0 Effingham with 5:28 left in the third quarter, and Estrada will attempt the extra point. It'll be Donaldson on the long snap. For Effingham. Here's the kick. And they say it's good, and that'll make it 40-0 with 5:28 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
And you're on.
Effingham leads at 40-0 in all our kickoffs, sponsored by Chicago Street Rentals. I'm on 1909 North Kickapoo Street. And here's Estrada's kick. And this time it's going to be into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters at their own 20-yard line. Chris Coyne, State Farm Insurance, first down.
Back Railers will begin on their own 20-yard line.
Aaron Stevens hustling back onto the field, trying to get his team fired up. Joe Dom checks back in there at his guard position. Also out there for Lincoln, number 51 is Tate Johnston. Keon Carson in there. Here to the near side is Kobe Glenn. To the far side is Gabe Smith. Man in motion. Here's the handoff up the middle. Nice run. Nice plunge up the middle of the 25-yard line. 5-yard gain there for the Rail Splitters.
I think that was Bunner again.
It was. Number 11, the sophomore Bunner.
Effingham has a lot of new uniforms out there on the field right now, Bob. That defensive line doesn't look near as big as it was earlier in the game.
And here we go to the near side. That's Kobe Glenn. O'Donohue comes up to the line of scrimmage. Is that a woodpecker or somebody knocking on the door? Stevens out of the shotgun. Man in motion. Hands off to Bunner again. Bunner keeps his feet moving. He picked up a yard or two. He's up to the 27-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 3 for Lincoln.
The Railers really just haven't gotten anything going on the ground tonight, Bob. They can't run, have a hard time running up between the tackles in the middle, and trying to get to the outside has just been near impossible. And the yardage total is going to be really dismal tonight.
4 minutes left in the third quarter. Credit that Effingham defense. O'Donohue's got the play, comes up to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Kobe Glenn here to the near side. Stevens out of the gun, man in motion, hands it off to his fullback, and he's not going anywhere. Looks like about a 1-yard loss there to the 26, so it'll be 4th and 4 for Lincoln.
It's got to be just look like running into a wall when they try to hit that line in the middle between the tackles, and there's all white shirts there.
Well, Ledley's going back in there to punt. They had his helmet off.
Yeah.
But,
last time he punted, he was holding his side after he kicked it. So.
Yeah, he didn't play defense that time. He usually does.
Ledley to punt.
Be Decker on the long snap. Here it is. Ledley's got it, boots it away. Another high kick. And he's just not himself. Ball's going to roll dead at the 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Effingham at the 25. With the 40-point lead, that's a running clock.
Yeah, that's if there's not a backup kicker, I'm thinking maybe they should just run the play.
The game begins on the Railer 29-yard line.
Well, the thing about, you say, let's just get it over with. But, there's kids that don't get to play a lot, and this is their chance to play. So, running clock's fine in a sense, but on the other hand, you want to get these other kids a chance to get on the field and play some football.
You got a new quarterback in there for Effingham. He got the snap, hands off to the tailback. Same play. Lincoln's able to stop. He probably got up to about the 25, I'd say, about a 5-yard pickup. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for Effingham. 2 minutes left for the third quarter.
Pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6.
And now you can tell the new players are out there. They're having a little bit of difficulty getting the play together. But still 20 seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah, they're in no hurry, as you said earlier.
And they'll come to the line of scrimmage. And wait for the snap. There it is. Hand to the tailback. And he's taken down. He got a little bit of, he may have got a yard out of it. Two new Railers checking in. That's Peyton Bunner checking back in.
I think I saw Ryan Fruget was in on the tackle there from dragging him down from behind.
Also Noah Rochelle in there for Lincoln. He's a senior. 6'1", 250. 3rd and 5 for Effingham. The quarterback in there for him now, I believe, is number 1. It is Gage Gillum, the quarterback for Effingham. 3rd and 5, under a minute in third quarter. Got the snap to the tailback. And he's taken down. In there at the tailback is,
Freeman, the ball carrier.
Muhammad Freeman, number 5. Fourth and 2 now. No, they put too much time on the play clock.
Well, that's okay. They can run out the clock and not run a play here to finish the third.
Maybe that's a new rule. You put 30 seconds on the play clock. You're right. They're just going to run it out. So at the end of the third quarter, with about 10 seconds left, the score is going to be Effingham 40, Lincoln 0 at the end of the third quarter, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Ready for the kickoff here. Effingham will be kicking to Lincoln, and all our kickoffs sponsored by Chicago Street Rentals. Perry Weinbrenner and his fine crew out at 1909 North Kickapoo Street. Effingham, they're headed to the playoffs probably, I would say.
Well, it's this will be their 4th win. They still need at least 1, if not 2 more. And they, like we said, they got a tough 2 games at the end here, so you never can tell for sure. This just counts as 1 win, so they'll have 4 after tonight and still need 1 to have a chance and 2 to be sure of winning, of getting in.
Noah Rochelle stays in there on the kickoff team along with Tate Johnston and Jared Fultz for the Rail Splitters. Also out there are Christian Brown and Isaac Decker, of course, along with Keon Carson.
The Railers, on the other hand, Bob, they'll be 3 and 4 after tonight, so it's imperative to win the next 2 and then hope you have enough points to get in.
Here's that new quarterback, Gage Gillum. Gillum up under center. He's got the snap. Hands off to his
they had him.
Tailback. That was Ethan Jones.
He got enough, I think, past the, well, maybe not. I think he got past the 20, though, was what he needed to get the first down. See where they spot it. Nope. He did not make it. So the Railers will take over on offense here.
So that's a Chris Coyne, State Farm Insurance, first down for the Rail Splitters. Ryan O'Donohue checking back in for the Rail Splitters along with Joe Dom, Frank Sanders, Evan Wackendorf. Keon is out there. And here comes his brother Kanai. Stevens heading out there. And we're ready to go. 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters.
Christian Brown comes off. No, that's not Christian Brown. Who is that? That's Gabe Smith coming off. Must have had too many men out there.
Here we go. Here's the handoff to the fullback for Lincoln. I have to check and see who that was. Has been Bunner. Yeah, it's Bunner on the run there.
He's had the bulk of the running, especially in the middle between the tackles today, Bob, and not gotten a lot of yards, but gotten a lot of action.
2nd and 10 for Lincoln. They stopped him at the line of scrimmage. Taylorville will be in town next Friday night.
Bunner's only a sophomore. That's nice.
Yeah, got a quick start. That's why he's got the job running out of that position. This is Christian Brown here, the receiver here to the near side. Stevens has got the snap. Hands off to Bunner again, straight ahead.
Keep pushing.
And they're going to to say he made it to 25-yard line. So a 5-yard pickup that time. 3rd and 5 for Lincoln.
Under the ball carrier, pick up a 5.
Another one of those, and we got a first down. Nobody's in any hurry now. Yeah, they got that prolonged play clock now.
Yeah, I think that is a when you have the running clock, I think that must be one of the rules. They make that longer. But again, that just takes away playtime for kids that get in the game here.
Yeah. Kenai Carson here to the near side. There's the snap. Hand to the fullback again, and he's not going very far. That was Bunner again. So now it's going to be 4th down. And checking in for Lincoln, that's number 10, Kyle Keeler.
No gain, 4th down and 5.
4th and 5.
For punting, we got a new punter in there. Let's see, is that 20?
Number 20 is going to punt. That is Jaden Gully, sophomore, 5'9", 180. Glad they got Jaden Ledley out of there. It'll be Isaac Decker on the long snap to Gully. Gully's usually in there on the kickoff teams. And now a timeout, I believe, for Lincoln.
Yeah, I think.
Didn't have enough players on the team.
Yeah, that or not everybody knew where to go. So
timeout Lincoln with 8:38 left in the game. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
On.
Kenai Carson splits out to the far side of the field, but now we're going to punt it away. I'm sorry, this is going to be Jaden Gully on the long snap from Isaac Decker. Here's the snap. He's got it.
It's blocked.
And it's blocked, and it's going to go into the end zone. And it's going to be a touchdown for Effingham. No blocking that time for the young punter, and it was blocked. So that's going to make the score Effingham 46, Lincoln 0, and the clock continues to run.
He was a little slow getting it off, but as you said, he had tons of pressure coming at him and not a lot of blocking to slow him down, and resulted in the block, and ball rolled in the end zone. They got on it for a touchdown.
So Effingham, we got to celebrate in the touchdown with that one. Somebody got a touchdown that usually doesn't get a touchdown.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see if they brought a new kicker in, or is that still Estrada?
Yeah, it's still him, I think. Yes, it is.
Yeah, kicks with the left foot. Here's the snap, the placement. The kick by Estrada is up and through the uprights. That'll make it 47-0, and the clock continues to run with 7:35 left in the ball game. And the kickoff will be sponsored by Chicago Street Rentals. Keon Carson heading back out there along with Isaac Decker to receive the kickoff from Estrada. But nobody's in no big hurry at this time in the game.
And the clock continues to run.
Yeah. Everybody's just in a slow motion walk now. As I said, we'll be back here next week for the game against Taylorville. The Taylorville Tornadoes making the trip here to Lincoln. Estrada teeing it up. Chicago Street Rentals, your fine sponsor for all the kickoffs out at 1909 North Kickapoo Street. They've got all the equipment you need to do your job. 6:49 for the game. Effingham leads at 49-0, and the kick is caught, and it's handoff to Keon Carson. Little deception there as Isaac Decker caught the football. Then he handed it off to Keon Carson, and Keon finally got some running room, and that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down. We'll have to see where they spot it. I'm sorry.
But as he said, that's maybe the first time all night that he's been able to get around the corner, and a little deception made it happen, and he got it all the way out to the 40-yard line.
Very nice. First and 10 for the Rail Splitters.
Under 6 minutes now left in the game. The clock running. The Railers in the huddle.
And here we go. To the near side, a wide receiver. Stevens going to operate out of the gun. Man in motion.
Low snap.
Low snap. So Stevens wisely just takes a knee. He had about 4 guys coming to tackle him.
Yeah, he didn't.
That was a smart play by Darren.
Well, it was a bad snap to begin with. He had to reach for it, and then I don't know what the play was, but yeah, he probably did a smart thing, just taking a knee there.
Yeah, back to the 30.
Lost a lot of yards, but lost about 8.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a chance against 4 guys. So it's 2nd and 17 for Lincoln. Effingham leads at 47-0. Down to 5 minutes left. Man in motion. They hand it to him. I believe that was Keon. He might have got a yard or 2 out of it. They spotted it at 32, so it's a loss of a yard. So it'll be 3rd.
With the carry?
I guess that was Gully with the carry.
3rd and about 18. That was Gully carrying. Okay, 3rd and 18. And
no gain. 3rd down 17.
I'm not sure Lincoln will want to try to punt again.
The ball looks like a 32 to me. 3rd and 18.
Yeah.
Darren's just going to run the shotgun. Got a man in motion. Hands it to him.
There's this.
And he got a little bit of running room before he's taken down.
3. That's.
That was that Gully again?
Yes.
Okay.
3 white shirts there to make the stop after he kind of looked like he had a little running room, but it closed in a hurry, and I think he picked up maybe a yard.
So Gully now going to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work here at the end of this one. Let's hope he can get this one off quickly. Be Isaac Decker on the long snap. 4th and 17. Gully's up close. He's got 9 seconds on the play clock. They got to get this snap off.
Here they come up the middle.
There it is, high. This time he gets it away. Nice end-over-end punt. Going to take a Lincoln bounce, and it's going to roll across the 30 to around the 28-yard line. And they're just going to let it lay there and let the clock run. 1st and 10 for Effingham at their own 28-yard line. Nice punt by Gully.
Well, he got it away a little quicker. He got a little faster than he did the first time that got blocked, and had time to get rid of it, and he did.
So Jaden Gully's punt rolls to the 28-yard line.
Got to feel bad for Jaden Ledley just standing by himself there by the bench.
Well, let's hope his injury is not going to be a serious one to keep him out any more than the rest of this game. Hopefully he'll be back next week for the Taylorville game.
So the quarterback is, as we said before, Gage Gillum for Effingham. He'll come up under center. He hands to the tailback. He's got some running room. He's taking Peyton Bunner in on the tackle there. Also there into the game is number 9, Aiden Crane for Lincoln.
Brought down by Peyton Bunner and others.
53 is David Morrow for the Rail Splitters up on that front line. Some guys getting some playing time that usually don't. Kobe Glenn's still in there.
Yep. Braden Denny, is he in there? 66, I thought I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
58. Alec Claudio. Hope we're pronouncing these names right. 2nd and 1 at the 37. And quarterback sneak, and looks like he's going to get it, Coach.
Yep.
That was Gage Gillum on the quarterback sneak. And game's quickly running now. Now, minute 15 left. Ball at the 41.
I would say we're about 2 plays away from the end.
Effingham just letting the clock run. The quarterback's taking his time coming out. As we mentioned, they got the 30-second play clock, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, maybe 1 play will do it.
Gillum, the quarterback, he's junior, 6'2", 165. He just takes a knee, sort of a modified victory formation.
And that should do it.
So that's going to be the end of the ball game. Both teams lining up, ready to shake hands. And final score is going to be Effingham 47, Lincoln 0. Darren Stevens, the first guy out there to shake hands. So we're just going to keep it right here and wrap it up, Coach. It was a tough game for Lincoln. They trailed it all the way, just wasn't able to get in the end zone. They had a lot of times where they had 3rd and long. They held Effingham to 3rd and long and 4th and long, but Effingham was always able to get the first down.
Well, looking at the game as a whole, Lincoln really wasn't able to do anything very positive tonight. Defense wasn't able to hold. Offense couldn't move the ball. And, when that's the combination, you're not going to go very far. You're not going to stay in a game like that. And Effingham was a good ball club. They came in and we thought we'd be able to compete with them better, but unfortunately we were not able to tonight.
So the final scores, we said 47-0. They quickly take that off the scoreboard. Taylorville's going to be back here next weekend. So we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank Joe Lee back at the station for running things. I want to thank Lloyd Kirby up on the deck for filming it for you. And, of course, my color man, the great Coach Ken Schweitzer, for helping up tonight. Final score, unfortunately, Effingham 47, Lincoln 0. Bobby V reporting. Thanks for listening.
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Hollandberry & Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town & Country Bank, a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer football, Town & Country Bank helps empower the financial well-being of communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Rail Splitter football. Hollandberry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.